Hey everybody, Brian here, and Happy New Year again for the last time. These are my top 10 worst movies of 2018. There were a lot of good movies, and there were a lot of bad. and I actually have enough movies to make a top 10 list. I know last year I made a top worst movies of, I think, 2017, and I think I only had like 5 movies on there, and I was just like, yeah, I watched a lot more movies now. So it was this is quite a list. But I have 3 honorable mentions on this list, and they are Maze Runner: The Death Cure. Actually, just two. Sorry, two. Maze Runner: The Death Cure and Tag. Maze Runner: The Death Cure. I wanted to finish the movie series because I watched the first two, and the second one was absolute garbage. The first one was okay. But the third one, yeah, is just completely forgettable. Characters change their motives on a dime, um, and let them help each other, stuff like that. It was just really, really stupid. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't pay any money to see that technically. And the other one was Tag. I actually enjoyed this movie somewhat, but I think it dragged on too long. And then there was just a really cruel, really bad joke in there that really kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and and it was an important plot element in the last act, and yeah, just I think that the movie seemed a little mean spirited at times, whereas in the movie, or it's like in real life, because this was based off of a group of friends, I think in Washington, that played this game. I think still played this game, and it's great. I think that they have a lot of fun doing it. Obviously, you need a story to kind of make this scenario work in a movie standpoint, because you have to have a beginning, middle, and end, instead of just a bunch of guys playing tag. But uh, I just think that some of it was just a little too mean spirited for me, and it went beyond like good sportsmanship and over competitiveness. I think it went a little towards the mean side, and I so that's kind of that rubbed me the wrong way. So that's why it's on my honorable mention for the worst movies of 2018. But now we're getting to the top 10. So top 10 was Venom. Venom I thought was pretty stupid and cheesy and corny, and something that I don't think that Sony meant to do. I think, well, luckily they righted themselves with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which made number 7 on my top 10 list. But Venom was definitely a few steps back. And it's a movie that people wanted, and they really wanted to see. And obviously they couldn't really put Spider-Man in it with the whole, it being almost R-rated. And yeah, it just, I think the performances were fine. I think Tom Hardy did good. I think I mentioned that there was good chemistry between him and Venom, but there are a lot of wasted talent in there, like Michelle Williams, and there was a lot of just cheesy lines. Editing was really bad. I think special effects. I think I didn't have a problem with that. I don't know, a lot of people had a problem with the climax fight. It reminded me of a early 2000s superhero movie that was just went bad, and in all the wrong ways, and it just, yeah, it could have been a lot better. So if there was any hope for Sony to try and get Venom into the MCU, I don't think that was it. So number 9 was Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Man, this is such a disappointing film. I wanted it to be better, and I gave it, I think, the rating it did because I was with other people and a bunch of Harry Potter fans, and we had a good time, and it was great. Uh, but this film was just, I mean, the experience with my friends was great. The film itself was not great. It was all over the place. It's like they totally forgot what happened in the other movie. Characters survive for random reasons, or just because the writing tells them to. There are romantic relationships in there that we kind of thought would happen, but then it was like, oh, I guess that they're not going that way, but then, oh, they are. There's that, and then just, forced Easter eggs that were just awful. Wreck-It Ralph, Ralph Breaks the Internet, they did that Easter egg stuff right. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, did not. Also, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse did a fantastic job of like inserting Easter eggs and things like that to pay homage and just kind of a little wink and nod to the hardcore Spider-Man fans. Fantastic Beasts did not do that. It was awful. It's like, why is Nicholas Flamel in this movie? Why is Nagini in this movie? Really, they really had nothing to do. Number 8, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I really wanted to like this movie, and I gave it the rating it did because I felt very conflicted about it. But overall, I think that it just did not live up to what it wanted to. Uh, it just felt really kind of dumb in the long run. Just don't understand why they. I mean, I think I know what they wanted to do. They wanted to bring the dinosaurs up into the city, but I just it just feels very confusing of why how they did it, and yeah, just a lot of illogical stuff. Nothing makes sense in that. Number 7 was Rampage, a dumb video game movie that probably, I mean, yes, it has the highest video game rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it's right at the 52 or something percent up there. But it was one of Dwayne the Rock Johnson's least, yeah, very bad performance or just bad movie of his. Didn't really care for it. But yeah, what can you do with about an arcade game about 3 or so monsters? It could have been a lot more fun. Because I mean, it wasn't until the last 20 minutes where you actually see the monsters like climb the building and actually destroy stuff. I mean, yeah, it's like that's what you came to see. It kind of felt like just a transform like one of the Bayformer movies where it's just like you see more of the people than the robots. It's like you came for the robots, not the people. So anyway, that's my deal. Just wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be. Number 6 was Pacific Rim Uprising, another sort of just dumb movie, dumb characters. John Boyega was fine, but everyone else was just kind of dumb. Like, why are you there? Yeah, the bad guy ended up being really stupid. Did not care for that plot twist. Um, yeah, just I think they should have just went back to the drawing board and figured out what they were wanting to do because it just when the action happened it was fine, but that was far and few in between, and it wasn't as didn't really care too much about the characters in there, so that made the fighting a little less engaging than they wanted. So here we go. We're in the top 5 now. Number 5, God's Not Dead: A Light in the Darkness. So people did not know that there was a third God's Not Dead movie. I did because I actually auditioned for an extra, or actually a speaking part in there, and I did get a call back. Unfortunately, I didn't get the speaking part, which is okay. It's like I didn't have any acting classes, before, so it's just kind of a little fluke, and I had fun doing the callback. It was great, but ultimately, I think I'm glad I didn't get the part because this movie was pretty bad. They don't treat atheists like Doctor Evil in trying to take over the world and make Christianity ruin themselves. I mean, they do have a few characters that are very just anti-religious, but I think in the long run, they treat him with a little more respect than they did in the previous 2 movies. And and I think the message that they were trying to get is to be a light in the darkness, to actually be a good example for others. And so the pastor, played by David A.R. White, he actually gives up his church that burned to the ground, instead of rebuilding it, like he thinks they should be able to. He gives it up for a student center so that the students can, have somewhere to just hang out at, I think. My student center have just had a bunch of food places and stores and little meeting rooms for people. And I guess that's, what they were going to use it for. Anyway, cool. If you want to do that, still a whole lot of terrible character writing and development and editing. Just felt like a cheap movie. but not as cheap as number 4, which was Samson. Holy cow, this is a terrible movie. I only went with. I didn't actually go with anybody. I went in the movie, and there were 2 other people in there, and both those people left before the movie was even over. Before the movie was even halfway over, they left. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in big trouble. Yeah, the movie was awful. Apparently, having a long beard indicates that time has passed. The swords look fake, props look fake, special effects look pretty bad. Samson was kind of an idiot. I mean, I know he's an idiot in the Bible too, but I mean, he's definitely much more of an idiot here. They definitely, this movie definitely tried to paint Samson in a bright light, when in the Bible he is a jerk, very big jerk, and so I was like, I can't get behind what you're trying to do. Pure Flick's trying to make him a good guy. He's not. So there's that. The next one is number 3. Now this movie drove me up the wall. A Wrinkle in Time. I read the book. I've watched the old movie, and the old movie was fine, but I remember the book being very good. This movie, Disney released it, and so the author behind it, I think she's Episcopalian or something like that. So this was sort of like a C.S. Lewis, like, Christian, Christian allegorical film, and Disney kind of just ripped that away, and they thought, let's make it more universal, which is funny because they also released the first 2 Narnia films, and they didn't really have a problem with that. But hey, what can I say? So yeah, they just kind of stripped it of that, and I think that took away a lot of its heart. So it became a little more new age than I cared for. But I mean, that's not it. That's just like surface level why I didn't really care for the film. The characters were annoying. Trying to think, editing was really like way too. They kind of held on to scenes a little longer than they should have. I just felt weird watching it. I was like, why? Ooh, no, why? It felt awkward. Makeup was kind of weird. This is the same director that was behind Selma, and I really liked Selma. So I was just kind of surprised at this movie. Just wasn't really good. Just overall, and it frustrated me. Like pointless bullies. Main girl was fine. She was a great actress, but her little brother was annoying. The romance, I guess, between the main character girl and this neighbor guy. I mean, the guy kind of was a little creepy. He was written clumsily, I think. I don't think she knows how to write a good romance. So, yeah, it's just kind of weird. Okay, so number 2 is Tyler Perry's Acrimony. Holy cow, this movie was awful. So bad. Badly written, like, exposition is, like, thrown at you in the worst way possible. Exposition can be done right, but man, Tyler Perry just does it wrong all the time. The only reason I had a blast at this movie was because of the audience around me. They were just commenting and just reacting to everything, every wrong deed that the girl was doing. Oh my gosh, this movie is just so bad. It's just so bad. And Taraji P. Henson, oh my gosh, God bless her. She is acting her heart out in this movie, but she can't save it. She can't save it. It was awful. Oh my gosh. But hey, I'm sure this movie made money because it's Tyler Perry and he has an audience, and they're loyal to him. So it made its money. And I probably would watch it again if I watched it with Tanner or some other movie friend of mine that just really enjoys watching a bad movie. Because this movie, it is bad. But the one that tops the cake for 2018, the number 1 film, worst movie for my list, is Blumhouse's Truth or Dare. Stupidest movie of the year. All the characters are idiots. All the characters are jerks. The ghost is a jerk and breaks his own rules. yeah, the end of the movie with man's like the characters, they were so mean, so jerks to the entire world. But hey, yeah, you know, people do stupid things to survive. Yeah, Truth or Dare. It's like, how are you going to make that movie scary? I should have known what I was getting into when I went to go watch it. But hey, I thought it was going to be one of those so bad it's good movies. Nope, it was a so bad it's bad movies, and nothing really scared me in that movie. So yeah, that was it. So I hope you enjoyed my list. Uh, Here's to 2019, and I hope that I get to watch better movies. So until next time, I'll see you at the movies.